Hi, and welcome to the AWS Ambassador channel. My name is Nestor Gandara, and I get to help companies build businesses in the cloud using AWS technology. Each episode, I will introduce you to a new AWS ambassador to know what does an AWS ambassador's day look like and what they do to help our community and their company and customers. So let's get started. Today I'm really excited to introduce Todd Berson. Hi Todd, how are you, man?
Hey, Nestor. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
It's my pleasure, buddy. Please tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, as you said, my name's Todd, and I serve as Blue Sentry Cloud's Chief Technical Officer. That's a pretty unique title, but my job is to set the technical bar for our organization. I have over 20 certifications across cloud native technologies, including all 12 certifications with AWS. And as a quick background, I got started in technology way back in ninth grade, and I've been hooked ever since. After that, I got my degree. I joined the United States Marine Corps, and I became really goal oriented there. I ran, and I sold my own business, and I moved into the cloud space. I've got three kids, 22, 16, and 8. They're all spread out, and we live in a little lake community in North Carolina. I'm thankful a lot of my friends have a boat here because it allows me to go out on the lake. Um, but I really enjoy spending time with my kids.
That's awesome. Thank you. And Todd, what is one of the things that sets you apart? I mean, a strength that makes you successful in your daily life.
I did say I was a United States Marine. One of the things that differentiates me is that I'm really tenacious. I'm obsessed with finding the solution to issues.
Okay. And now that we know you a little better, tell us, what does a typical day in your role as an AWS ambassador look like?
As a highly driven AWS ambassador, I'm really passionate about driving learning and innovation in our organization, Blue Sentry Cloud, as well as in the tech community as a whole. At Blue Sentry Cloud, I work to create a culture of continuous learning and improvement, and I'm always looking for ways to empower our team members and to foster growth with them. One of the key ways that I do this is by building and participating in learning communities. I love to be able to learn with the different teams of engineers that we have. These these learning communities can take several forms, from just online forums or Slack channels to in-person meetings and workshops. But when what we notice is when we bring the individuals together who share this passion for learning and for growth, we can create a really supportive and collaborative environment that encourages everyone to push themselves to try new things and to learn new things. In addition to fostering a learning culture, I do provide the enterprise architectural help to a lot of our enterprise clients.
That's awesome. That. By the way, I saw one of your last contribution as an AWS ambassador that was an article talking about how to build a simple serverless applications in AWS to track and visualize your workout. I love the way that you combine the fitness and the technology, by the way. Could you give us further details about this awesome idea?
Sure. AWS really does make it really easy with some managed services. And as someone who's passionate about fitness, I wanted to find a way to track my workouts and visualize my progress over time. And as an AWS ambassador, I wanted to find a way to incorporate some of the latest serverless technologies into my product. So I decided to build a serverless application in AWS that would allow my workouts to be visualized inside of a dashboard. The application's using a number of AWS services, including S3, CloudFront, ACM, and it's all built with infrastructure as code in Terraform. I built a simple static site using S3, and then used CloudFront to front that so that we can distribute the site globally. And I used ACM to secure it with encryption. Finally, I used Terraform to put the whole thing together. And the end result is a really simple, really easy to use application that also is really, really cheap to run and allows me to track my workouts and visualize my progress over time. So, and because it's serverless, it's incredibly cost effective and resilient. I'm really proud of the project and I'm happy to share the repo with anyone who's interested in building something similar. For me, it's always about finding the way to combine my passions, which in this case is fitness and technology. And this project's just a good example of that.
Yeah, that is so cool. By the way, I was super surprised about that, and I shared it with my folks, and they love it.
Thank you.
You need to share with me further details. Maybe we can unify the data on Amazon QuickSight queue, where we can
Mhm.
ask questions to get visual answers, right? I think that could be super cool as well.
It would.
Now,
Yep.
my question that I don't know how you find time to be honest. You are a really, really busy guy. And I mean, how do you manage your time effectively to achieve or accomplish all your tasks and responsibilities in your company and still having time to build these kind of awesome things that our community could be inspired about that?
That's a really good question. For me, it's a little bit less about finding the time and more about finding the passion. As an AWS ambassador, I'm really passionate about learning new things, teaching new things, and driving the learning culture at our organization and really in the industry. In my opinion, one of the keys to effective time management is to be intentional about how you use your time. And that means setting some clear goals and priorities and then focusing that time and energy on the tasks that are going to help you achieve those goals, help you achieve that passion. It also means being willing to say no to tasks and activities that don't align with what your current goals are and what your current priorities are. This can be difficult, especially if you feel like you're letting someone down. But I found it's important to be honest, set expectations with yourself, and set expectations with others so that you know what you can realistically take on. But ultimately, I believe that if you're passionate about something, then you're going to be willing to prioritize it and you can find the time and energy to make it happen. And when you're able to do that, the results can be inspiring both for yourself and for the people around you.
Well, I can't agree more with you. By the way, you know that I wrote a book where I explain the power to say no. But that's exactly what you said before. It's tough to say no, but we have to be honest with ourselves and with others. This is the important thing. All right, now my last common question, nothing related about our discussion, is just for fun, okay? What is your favorite AWS services and why?
Well, in terms of my favorite AWS service, it has to be Lambda. And I think a lot of people are going to agree with me on that. It's serverless, so you can just focus on writing code, whether you're a developer, whether you're DevOps, no matter what kind of automation, you just get to do it and make it work. It supports a whole bunch of programming languages, which gives me the flexibility to use the one that I'm most comfortable with. What I appreciate is how it automatically scales based on incoming events and has a pay as you go pricing model. So I only pay for what I'm using. So in my projects, I'm always using Lambda, recommending Lambda, and architecting Lambda into what we're doing. Lambda makes my life so much easier, makes my clients' life so much easier by streamlining automation processes. And it helps me build high quality integration automation while working with almost every single other AWS service out there.
Cool. Not sure why, but I know it that Lambda was your service. Thanks, Todd. I enjoyed a lot our conversation, and I learned a lot from you. Now, people, I think they can now you better and know more what an AWS ambassador does for our community. Thanks a lot and see you soon, buddy.
Thanks, Nestor. Thanks for having me. It was a great experience. And I did buy your book that you mentioned, and I'm really
Thank you.
excited to read it.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Bye bye.